What is going on? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Just me and Eric Breen gonna talk about this week's few comic books that I got. Show them off and review them. This week for comic books really sucked, at least from my opinion. I just wasn't interested in a lot of it. So you're gonna get 3 new comic books plus a magazine, and then maybe a back issue I got from last week, or not a back issue, but a new issue / story with previous stories in it. And all right, let's go right into this.
Did I tell you how bad my comic book day went yesterday?
Oh, how bad was it?
Well, the part about I said I sold off the Absolute Batmans and the Ultimate Spider-Mans, and
Yeah,
way more than I expected. So that was cool.
Ultimate Spider-Mans and Absolute Batmans are really in high demand right now.
Yeah, and I don't know if they'll ever get any higher.
Probably not.
If they do, then that's my bad luck. But then I wanted that DC Finest Doom Patrol.
Oh no! Did you buy it?
The other guy in the store had it in his hand.
Oh, did you punch him? It's my book.
No, he's. I was thinking about kicking his walker out from under him. But it's temporary.
Well, if he had a walker, he probably would be. He'd be like, "Oh man, you probably bought those as a kid. You don't need these."
He's 7 feet tall.
Okay, well, he's using a walker. He can't catch you.
No, he's a good guy. I said, and he even offered. He goes, if you want it today, go ahead and take it. He goes, I said no. I'll get it next week if I can get there next week.
I've never seen anybody like at a walker at a comic book store before. That's dedication. That hobby.
He's been going in there as long as I have.
Wow.
In fact, he sold us his part of his collection when I was working there.
Yeah.
But he still participates in the hobby and real good guy.
I'm curious though. What else, is he only buying the Doom Patrol, or is he actually getting some new books?
He's getting a couple other things.
I'm always curious to see when guys your age, like what are the new books? Are they buying new books or just buying back issues? Because he's very
more selective than he used to be, but he's a DC, a huge DC fan.
Okay. No, I mean, it's hard to find new books when you said like when you read all the good books that in your opinion, so then everything starts coming out and nothing really closes that excitement level. We can all admit that. I mean, even as a younger reader, I started in 2003. Like DC and Marvel have significantly dropped in value. The price has gone up and the quality has gone down.
Yeah. Well, this guy, even though he's a big DC fan, Doom Patrol was one of the few books he never read.
Wow.
And the one that came out yesterday covered the second half of the series.
Yeah.
And that's only been reprinted once in a hardcover omnibus. It's out of print and sells for like $400 on the secondhand market.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, shit, you can damn near get since the first Beast Boy is number 98.
Yeah.
This was 103 through 121, I think. You could practically buy those for $400, the actual comics. So I wasn't going to do that, but
yeah,
now I don't have to because next week I'll have it. Yeah, the stories at least.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess once I get to that point where I start, I will stay in the hobby. I'll say this, but as far as new books go, I might drop off some of the new books and just start reading older stuff because hey, everything is still new to me just because I've never read it. Like I've been going through post-crisis stuff, like from the early '90s DC stuff, and I've just been really enjoying that. After I'm done with the Triangle Era Superman stuff, I'm probably gonna go over to reading the Green Lantern in the '90s. I'll probably start in the '80s with Denny O'Neil. And I forget who it was.
70s.
Was that '70s?
Yeah.
I thought he was who. So Denny O'Neil did not go into the mid '80s.
No, I think by that time it was when they brought it back in '76. He was the writer, but I think he ended up by the '80s. It was Steve Englehart.
Okay,
because he'd come back from Europe by then.
Because I'm curious. I mean, I've been reading some of the Silver Age with Gardner Fox, and then I'm working my way up to Denny O'Neil. And like I said, I love the Silver Age stuff. It's fun. But I also like a lot of the post crisis because because I like them for each what their strengths and their what they bring to the table. But I know some people are like, oh, I don't like Silver Age or I love Silver Age and nothing else. So I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff to go back to. That's with all physical media when it comes to like whether it's movies or TV shows, books. There's always a lot of stuff I guarantee you've never read or never heard of, and you'll discover it, and maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. Hey, what's up, Max? Watching over on the vertical stream. All right, so we're here to show off some books, get a little review, and we'll get this going. All right. Oh, that's not the right one. This is the one I want. All right, gonna hide Breen for a second. Alrighty, so I did get a issue in from last week. They were you had to order it. This was the new one that came out, the Jughead. This was I believe a facsimile. Or actually, no, it's not a facsimile. It's a brand new one. Archie's 327 Fawcett. It does not say facsimile on it, so I was just. So
it's Jughead 327.
So okay, well, I'm just confused, but there's a say you don't really say facsimile, but so what year is this from? Okay, this shows
mid-80s.
Okay, mid 80s. All right. Honestly, I like a lot of the older Archie stuff designs versus I mean I like mid 90s 1993 stuff. That was the one that came out last week, the Valentine's one. It was from it had a brand new story, but it also had stuff from 1993. And so I like a lot of this original art, and of course, being older with anything.
I got a call from my brother. I'll be back in a minute.
Sure, that's okay. Like a lot of stuff. If you go back further enough, there's a lot. But today, the censorship, and when it comes to like what you're allowed to do in humor and comic books or any media, you're gonna find a lot of all that stuff was uninhibited. So I'm honestly looking forward to reading this facsimile. Yeah, there's a little. It has all the ads here too, which I thought was really cool. Because a lot of times you get a book and it does not have any ads whatsoever in it whatsoever, and it's supposed to be a facsimile, and I'm like, I want the actual like everything that came in there. So like I want the model kit stuff like that. So hey, Jorge Morales. I do not play Roblox. All right. And Tub, really? Really? That's really weird that you'd even say that. But whatever. Just realize this, that if you guys are gonna troll, I don't care. Because you guys realize this causes an interaction, and I get money off you guys. The more you try to troll. So, but anyway, though, getting into new books this week. All right, Ron is saying I'm a fond of Silver Age myself. Gonna miss some, but not gonna say. I'll just sort of comment so you guys can all see each other because we're on a couple different streams. Or I got. All right. Yeah. All right. Going into this week, Walking Dead issue number. I believe this is 129. This is a reprint, but it also has it's in color. It has a lot of a new story in the background, a little small bites thing in the back. This is part of the Whisper War starting going on in this. And here's some of the art and the detail. If you've never read The Walking Dead, and or maybe you're not a fan of the black and white art, well, now it's on color. So, and honestly, I like the comic book more than I like the show. The show was okay, but it changed all too many things. I never liked Maggie. Maggie was totally changed in there, and they ruined. I believe it's Beth. Not Beth, but I can't remember what her name is. Um, oh, offhand, I can't. It's been so long, I can't remember what her name is. But yeah, they changed some characters, switched them around, and Michonne was also a character that they really changed for the comic from the comic book, along with Carol. Carol was a psychopath in the book and died early on, and I was happy with that. What they did with her in the show was just gave me the spoon. But overall, Walking Dead Deluxe. These are going for $3.99. You can get your own comic book store. Back issues might cost you some more because they're not really doing reprints of these. These have been a hot commodity because it's the first time it's in color, and the reason I'm picking up because I've never collected the originals. There are compendiums of black and white if you want to go get those. They're probably cheaper now because of the fact that they're not really popular anymore because everybody wants to get the color version. I wouldn't be shocked if Robert Kirkman decides to put this into a collected color version. But all right. And then we have Spider-Man issue number 5 of Spider-Man 94, based off the animated series. This is cover B by Dan Jurgens and Brett Beating. This was only cost me $3.99, and it's basically but it's first of all I should mention that it's owned by J.D.M. Mateus. He's no stranger to writing Spider-Man stories. So left over where basically Kane was killed by Morlun, and he was turned into some kind of like proto-metabolism and started to attacking Morlun. It basically we're getting a team up between Kraven the Hunter and Peter Parker, taking on what's left of Kane because just like in the animated series, Parker he's not allowed killing, so so he's going to protect Morlun, even though he shouldn't. But Morlun, it's revealed that Morlun has a secret plan, and he was basically going to set up this like wave or something like device or virus that's going to basically either populate the world, turn them into monsters, or kill. And then a few select would die. It was like natural selection, but it ends with the actual like a good story. After Morlun tries to escape, basically the Kane clone variant that's half Morlun, made from Morlun's DNA. And it decides that after getting the memories from the original Peter Parker, that it's going to basically merge with Morlun and do good in life. Even though they're both now mortal, they will basically try to help out humanity as much as they can just by being is Ezekiel, Sims. So it has basically the classic, happy ending, which you'd see on the cartoon series. I don't know why this is actually going. There it goes. So if you're expecting something different and you've never watched the animated series, you'll probably be disappointed. But we do get this really cool stuff. We're seeing with where Peter Parker comes home and he talks to MA, and MA says like, "Hey, Peter, I've always known you're Spider-Man, pretty much." And I thought maybe if I were just be hysterical and stuff, it would basically try to keep you safe. But instead, I realized I just made your life worse, and it's time, that I admit that you're everything but of the man that Uncle Ben, would think you are. You've done him proud. Then of course we have anime, or not anime, but Anna talking to Mary Jane, saying hey, I'm sorry for the way I acted. I had a bad marriage stuff, and I didn't want you to go through the same marriage that I have. So I'm sorry for trying to dissuade you from being with Peter Parker and stuff. And she feels bad. And of course Peter comes downstairs and says he said, and Peter's like, of course we can forgive you. And it's like, and basically everybody has a really happy ending here. Because in the animated series, Peter Parker had married a clone of Mary Jane. They never really had a wedding. So this is the real Mary Jane back from that portal that we saw at the end of the series. We have some closure. So Aunt May acts as basically an honorary like officiary and basically marries them in private ceremony. And they decided they're going to go on a honeymoon after this. But first, there's one thing that Aunt May really wants to do, and she says, "Hey, can you take me for a web swing?" So that's how it ends. Now, in the letters column section at the end here, James DeMatteis says there will be some more of these. This isn't the end for the animated Spider-Man stuff. There'll be more in the future. He doesn't know when, but there'll be some more. So actually, it's a nice, decent ending. The way you waited for from the cartoon. Collecting the colors of Cell, Zach would like the what? I know what you're talking about there. You like it, but anyway, though, as I said, this was a good series. I still wish, though, that Marvel would not have snubbed the actual main writer of the series, who had no involvement and was kind of blindsided by this. You know, the guy who actually made the series popular was not even contacted. They gave a proper ending that he wanted, the original ending he wanted to do the series, because the series was canceled before he could end it. So, all right. And then we get into my other book here. We got a Green Lantern one-shot here, Green Lantern Galactic Slam by Jeremy Adams. Art by Tormey, which I believe is in the front here. Does it say? No, it does not list his name. But basically, this is a Kyle story. And Omega, I think it's Omega Man. But basically, it's a story of Kyle, and we get here. It's a little small tie into the DC KO. There's more of it at the end, but it's Omega. Which one? What his name is actually? Omega Bam Man. That's what it was. Yeah. So basically, Kyle goes White Lantern, uses his powers up while fighting some parademons, and then of course he can only go for so long, and then he gets depowered, and then gets pushed to a portal. A boom tube by a parademon, wakes up, and he's on or not wakes up, but he's on another planet, and Omega Bam is basically fighting, and he gets pulled into this match here against his will, and he ends up being stuck on this ship that basically goes through like different through space and time multiverse stuff. It's a wrestling it's basically a traveling wrestling federation that's on a ship. And it's basically this whole entire story, you know, as much as the Kyle story, it's Omega Bam-Mam's, the original character by Jeremy Adams. It's basically his origin story with some wrestling references. We got some Mean Gene stuff, Mean Bean. Huh? A lot of fun stuff. And this Kyle is kind of on there just for the ride. He wants to get back, and they figure out towards the end of the story that what's going on with this is that Omega Man-Man's former mentor, the one who helped raise him, and basically is alive, and he's working for Darkseid along with some other champions, former rival stuff, and they're basically trying to keep a signal jamming up that basically prevents like other planets from coming and helping Earth. You know, right now in this war with Darkseid. There is one thing though, a lot of people I guess were upset about because Omega Man talks about yeah. Here he says he's like, says I come from a place on Galaxia. Men have a toxic gene that when activated makes them incredibly dangerous. So our society regulated them to non-physical activities during something called the Great Submission. And a lot of people were not happy about this. So basically, after watching wrestling as a kid, Omega Man, before he basically wanted to become strong. And he trained secretly. Even though it's illegal in his town. And, one day, one of the most devastating monsters comes in and tries to attack his city. And because he has the strength, he basically stops it. And then he's shunned by everyone in his village, kicks him out because they think he's a toxic now because he broke the sacred law, and he, so a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, that's so offensive. That was so stupid." And I'm gonna say right now, this was an enjoyable story. If you've not been following Green Lantern, you don't know who Bagel Man is, then you probably would think this is stupid because you have no idea what's going on. You're walking into the middle of a story, but they're pretty much it is Jeremy Adams just having fun with his original OC, having fun with Kyle. And they're really trying to introduce you to Kyle right now because Kyle is going to be taking over as the new Green Lantern while Hal is gone in the future comic books. Not dead again, but just not the main character for the Green Lantern ongoing comic book series. And I thought it was really cool. At the end, they team up. They go against the bad guys. We get knockouts in here. We got Kyle versus Knockout. And then Omega Man does, get some wrestling moves in here. Does a power driver on his former mentor. And then, at the end, the Green Lanterns, now because the signal is no longer being jammed, and they show up and help with the fight. And Omega Man having lost the championship because he was screwed over. And now he is now stranded on Earth with Kyle. So you're gonna see more of him. So I just said this was about a one shot, $5.99. I think it was like 40 pages. It's pretty. I had fun with it. Now people are like, "Well, it's on a KO tie-in." Honestly, I'm happy about that because KO to me is just pointless and just dumb. And that's all it is. I'd rather just play Fortnite if I'm just gonna have pointless matches. It's supposed to be brought back the dark side by having everybody fight each other, heroes versus heroes. But hey, people like that. But I'm not a fan of it. So the less of it interfering with the ongoing stories, the more I'm for that. All right. Favorite book of the week, though, is Redcoat. Redcoat, this is part 2 of the new story arc. It's 1909, and basically Simon Pure is now living at Simon Plum. He has a wife and 2 kids. He's a not a I could call it a tailor. Works a tailor shop. He's not a seamstress, but and of course one day, out of the blue, a much older version of his friend, Albert Einstein, shows up, and at his door, and they learn, Albert Einstein is like, "Hey, your Benedict Arnold is back. He did not die, and when they raised the shipwreck, where he was trapped, he'd basically been pinned under there for like the past several years, immortal, where you drown, then you die, and then you wake up, and then you drown and die again. He still had not Abraham Lincoln, but George Washington's axe, which basically is the one thing that can basically kill an immortal. He basically kills all the people, all the sailors, except for one, because word gets out, and he's basically telling, it's like, "Hey, I'm worried that you're next." And I just love Brian Hitch's art on this. Jeff Johns' storytelling, just a very good series. As well, so they have dinner, and it's also revealed that he has Albert Einstein is now as a grown man here, has kids back home in Germany, or not Germany, but I think it's yeah. And so one day Simon goes into the shop. He's going to work, and then he finds out that his boss says, "Hey, there's a guy here. He's been asking for you, and he's like, he wants 10 of those suits." Of course, it's Benedict Arnold. And Benedict Arnold, and he talks to him here. He's like, "Hey, I've been watching you for a while." He's like, "Don't worry, you got your little family and stuff. I'm not going to kill them." Originally, I would have done that, but after like dying and like drowning and dying repeatedly, after a while, I kind of realized you have something that I never had. He said, "You have love. You have a family. You have stuff. People admire you." And he said, "I know." He says, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt your family. But but he basically admits like, "Hey, you win, dude. Like I, I'm, I can't fight you anymore. You win." And he's like, "I'm gonna do something to help you out because and he says, "I'm gonna help you with your family. I'm gonna make them immortal." And it leaves on a cliffhanger like that. So basically, this new story arc, Benedict Arnold is going to help Simon Pure, make his family and children immortal, so that they never leave his side. Um, of course, you get the dossier about Albert Einstein. At this time now, he's now 30 years old. When they first met, they were a kid. They do a recap in the very beginning of this, so you remember what's going on with Albert. So the last time he met uh, Benedict Arnold, they're on fire, and then in the middle of the lake. And of course, then we also have Albert Einstein's recap when he first met Simon Pure. It was during the Wild West show. You know, Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. And then their little recap story fighting, and then this how his sister would have visions and stuff, and then of course the fateful day that the ship blew up, and then of course leading to what's his name being drowned, Benedict Arnold being trapped there for years. Been actually been liking this, and of course, as always, awesome wrapper on cover. So for those who yeah. Honestly, I think this is Jeff Johns' best story going on over at Ghost Machine. He's been writing Geiger. I think he's also doing Hyde Street as well. But this has been fun. This is probably my favorite about all of them. And I'm looking forward to basically more Redcoat and more adventures with Albert Einstein. He does mention they had gone on different adventures over the years, nothing too big and stuff, But I mean, it's the great thing about when you have a character who can travel through time. You can just go back whenever you want to, cherry pick a story, and say like, "Hey, this is when this character met this character," and we'll go back to this time period. So, because we've already witnessed Albert Einstein's death in front of Simon Pure, of old age. So I love the fact we're able to go back and just explore their friendship. Of course, we bring back a villain because villains never stay dead. So this is my number one book of the week, and this was cover A, and this was only I believe there's only like $4. Yeah, $4. So of course, and then we get to the final book of the evening. Cryptology had a new issue out this week, issue 7.
I was going to get that, but they were already sold out when I got there.
Yeah. Final curtain is Kate Beckinsale basic exclusive review. Basically, I don't know, it must be an older interview because it's basically the interview from when after she finished her 4th Underworld movie, which was out like 10 years ago. I feel that way. Had to be at least. Of course, then talking about the vampire films of the 1980s, and more talk with Marv Wolfman, and then Toys from the Crypt. This is 10. I believe it's 10.99. Yeah, 10.95. And there's a lot of cool stuff. So Lugosi's story, an article about Lugosi's final curtain, how the Dracula star wore his cape until the very end. Bela Lugosi may have been getting older, but in his later years, he produced a stream of spine-tingling features. Then there's Dracula's daughter. Lambert Hillier's film may be forgotten, but only for one strangely provocative moment. Definitive Dracula, The Hammer Take. 1958 Hammer released their gothic terror, which was shaped the guise of the contemptible Count for more than a decade. Of course, they had the Kate Beckinsale interview. Then Undead in the vintage comics and pulps from Lord Byron to Vampirella and Tomb of Dracula, and Buttercardinal history of the pulp and comic book vampire. Killer Bees, The Vampire, Return of Dracula, and The Grave of the Vampire. Regular cryptology department featuring selected horror and sci-fi B movies. Then, of course, there's an article that says a look back at the now comics Fright Night. Tom Holland's homage to the vampire films of years past comes to a new audience courtesy of small publisher Now Comics. Then we have an article talking about the 1979 the vampire appeared to continue its reign in terror, but fell from grace, only be revived in 1985. And then there's the Aurora of Monster Kits of the 1960s, a trip down a darkened memory lane to visit Aurora's treasured Universal Monster Kits. Marv Wolf an interview, more about Dracula Hammer, and then Caught in the Web of the Vampire catalog of atrocities from the crime and horror comics of the 1950s. So, of course, it always has like the beginning talks about the actual like an interview or not interview but opening monologue, I guess, from the writer, the cryptologist. Yeah, and just if you're a big like vampire fan stuff, everything in Hollywood and for the comic books and its media, it's in this issue, the magazine. So yeah, here I'll show you some of the. Here's a Tomb of Dracula story. Probably stuff you probably seen in other stuff. I don't think the article is going to be much more new. Probably reprinted. A lot of these are. And yeah. I think Tomb of Dracula was the very last thing, and then they had. Yeah. William Murray monsters that I've painted. Just a lot of cool stuff. Very, very nerdy. Of course, then we get the vampire article about all the movies. Fright Night, Life Force, Lost Boys. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of different stuff in here too. Of course, they have what's it called? Near Dark. All right, and then I just saw it. There's one here too. Yeah. There we go. Here's the article about the vintage pulps. Yeah. Kyle did one thing for comic books for your promoted refrigerators. Yep. And if you're old enough, you actually might have some of these books, especially in the 50s, or got reprints. So, a lot of cool different articles in here. Yeah. 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 Yeah, of course, here's a Hammer story article too here too as well. One of the reasons I got it, yeah, because then I'm like, oh, it's got Bela Lugosi on the cover and all, but I was like, wait, it's also going to talk about Hammer film too. I mean, you can't just talk about Bela Lugosi or Dracula, not mention the Hammer horror stuff, which to me think is better. I still think that Christopher Lee is a better Dracula, but that's my personal opinion. Overall, like I said, it's a lot of cool. You can read this for like a couple hours and just have fun with it. Just reading everything. It's like I said, it's a very informative and very just awesome series. Cryptology has been one of the new Tomorrow books that come out, and just really focuses on all the monster stuff. I mean, what more do you want? This is a book in the 80s. This could come out in the 80s and stuff, or just talking about this stuff, like a lot of kids would have been this more like engrossed with this. But all right though. But that's kind of all I have though for this week. Not really much more to talk about. I knew that Jeff is supposed to be coming in here soon.
Talk about CJ Perry just turned face for a second, but she was just fooling him.
CJ Perry?
They beat up this poor girl who I have no idea who she was.
Were you watching TNA?
Yeah, I turned over to that for a few minutes.
I was going to say, I was like, okay, that's right. It's at AMC, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that AMC, that first airing of the TNA did nothing. Really,
I'm not happy about that. I mean, yeah, I don't.
I would love, but
yeah,
honestly,
the more the better. I just, because that's
sure.
But
I heard that the reason, I guess, like people are speculating why it's not doing so well is because you have people like Bully Ray who are running it.
I don't know.
I watched TNA on their fight thing over on Fight TV, whatever, and honestly, before AMC. TNA is worse than NXT at its lowest.
Well, I would say if
it's dreadful.
Yeah, since WWE has the working relationship with them, and they finally have TV, a network, I would send Joe Hendry back down there.
Honestly, yeah.
Get some people that people care about, because I saw. CJ Perry's nice to look at, blah, blah, blah. But
yeah.
And then they showed Jeff Hardy's on, Elijah. It's just,
I want Elijah.
Off show.
Give me Elijah versus Joe Hendry.
I mean, I think Elijah's a face right now, but
all right.
But either way, like I said, get some people that, the perception isn't that they're just there because WWE doesn't want them.
That's what it comes off. I mean, I like Tessa Blanchard when she fights stuff. She's fun. Obviously, some people still don't like her because of the whole situation. But honestly, it works for her as a heel. But yeah, as far as right now, TNA, they're worse than what was the other one? NWA. The one that was
pretty threadbare by the time it ended, but
yeah.
And so I had not watching your earlier review gave me an idea.
Yeah,
you should do a manga and make the main character a girl named Anna May. How has nobody not done that yet?
Well, every manga turns into an anime.
But if the girl herself was named Anna May.
Well, first of all, if it's Anna Dash May, sure, but
N-A-N-N-A M-A-Y.
I'm pretty sure it's probably been done. It's just that it never gained popularity or something. I don't know.
It would have been immensely popular.
No, but as far as it goes, as far as wrestling right now, it's like a lot of people don't like the Federation right now. They're not a fan of it right now, and that's okay. I mean, that's their opinion stuff. There's people who do like it, sure, but that whole thing came out with LA Knight, where he was accosted by a Triple H because he didn't lose correctly. I
didn't hear anything about that.
That's Money in the Bank match. So LA Knight was supposed to win, or not, he was supposed to lose. Seth Rollins was supposed to go up there. They're the last two guys trying to go up on the ladder, and LA Knight screwed up, and they're mad because, and they're like, you didn't lose properly and stuff, and blah blah. He's like, you're supposed to go up there, touch the belt, make everybody cheer, and then while you're hanging on there, Seth knocks you over and knocks off the ladder, and then gives you a stomp, and then he goes up there and grabs the belt. And a lot of people are pissed because a lot of people hate Seth Rollins, don't think he even needed the title. He didn't need the belt. He didn't need not the belt, but the Money in the Bank thing. In case LA Knight is being screwed over, and and of course you can see how crushed he was after the match, and he just was just like, why am I even here? LA Knight was a guy that Vince really loved, apparently.
No, Vince didn't.
Really? Oh, well, it doesn't seem like Triple H likes him either.
Yeah, I don't know why they just don't. It's funny how they'll take anybody from AEW and make them champions, but when NWA, one of the few good things they had was Eli Drake, and the problem with Vince would never, he would get pissed off if people would get over, despite Vince. Like Bryan Danielson, it killed Vince to give him the belt, but the fans were not going to accept anything less.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's I think the fans really want LA Knight to have a belt.
I'm not a fan of his name. I think his name's dumb, but honestly, the guy is over with the fans, and you can see that. And the fact that they refuse to let him even win matches or stuff shows you that they're out of touch with what the actual fans want.
Yeah.
Instead, they'd rather push people like CM Punk, or the Rock for this $15 million return to wrestling.
If I remember correctly, he used to point and say Eli Drake. So I think that but nobody so few people are allowed to keep their actual name.
Yeah. Elijah was fun in WWE. I liked him as a heel and a face. I love his little opening where he just sing a song about somebody, make fun of them. Yeah. That was better than most of WWE at the time, 2016 or 18.
Well, it was over for a minute.
Yeah. That was great. What does WWE stand for? Walk with Elijah. Yeah.
Well, at the time, it's Walk with Elias.
Oh, yeah.
He changed it as Elijah when he left. And
it's probably his real name is Elijah. So I'm surprised.
Oh, the thing with when he shaved his beard and being the other guy and Kevin Owens, just couldn't convince people that was Elijah or Elias.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's great. But Nick Nemeth was on was that Busted Out Radio, whatever thing. MJF called in apparently, and it was like their interview, and he's like, hey Nick, when your balls are up, why don't you come over and fight me for the championship?
Yeah.
It's like
Nemeth is in NWA or TNA, right?
He's in TNA right now. And the last I saw TNA, I guess their last was I didn't watch nights, but I watched last week's episode. They brought over AJ Styles to try and work the crowd, and I'm thinking did the crowd even really like him as much? Do we really want him in there? I don't know.
Oh yeah, AJ Styles is hugely over. He
is.
To use him, you take.
Yeah, it's just they have NXT with a lot of new people, and TNA is filled with a lot of new people too. But it's just they don't really. I don't know. The writing sucks right now for TNA. If TNA had better writing, it'd probably be better. But what does TNA do? They do the flippity flips, the one that everybody complains about over at AEW. It's just dumb how people complain about everything, and then you're starting seeing WWE flippity flips off the ropes.
Yeah, funny. I heard something that's very telling today. Did you ever watch a YouTube channel called WrestleMania?
No, but who knows?
It's pretty good. I mean, they got a couple million subscribers, and they're pretty accurate. But somebody was floating an idea about maybe doing a WWE show at the White House.
Yeah.
Because they're doing UFC. And, TKO admitted, he goes, that probably wouldn't be a good idea because the current WWE fan base is nothing like UFC. Read between the lines. UFC supports Trump.
Mm-hmm.
WWE fans hate Trump because they're WWE wrestling fans have become so far left, snowflakes that I mean, if you've got to pass a purity test to be in wrestling, you're probably watching the wrong form of entertainment.
Here's the
they're not all choir boys. This just in.
I liked and here's the thing too, Pete. Remember how months ago even Euclid were hitting the Death Riders at AEW. If you've been watching this last week's or this past couple episodes,
the Death Riders.
Yeah,
I became a fan of the Death Riders the night Page beat Moxley.
Yep,
because that shifted the whole dynamic, and I think it's worked very well. And
now they're becoming face.
Yeah, they're all faces, and I'm not sure they turn on Moxley now. I thought there's good, but
no,
there's enough Don Callis family to feud with, and I said so that
making Don Callis family the villains, keeping the villains. Yeah, it's just great. And then he said, it allows the rest of the roster to breathe a little bit too, because
it allows the top of the card to work with MJF. And there's I'm not. What else is there right now?
As far as the main characters, or
until obviously it'll be great when Ospreay comes back.
Yes. Also, we have Switchblade supposed to be coming back too. Former WWE wrestler Baron Corbin, what's his name? This did a dark match.
I saw that,
and people are like, "Oh my gosh, he's gonna come in, and we don't want him in." I'm like, here's the thing: when a company squanders a character and they go to another company and then they're much better character, more freedom, all of a sudden everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, we love him." I'm like, I liked him when he was the lone wolf, but it's like WWE turned him into just a mockery of what he used to be. He was the butt of the joke for everything, and I'm like, it's okay after a while. After you can do that, but after a while, it's like, okay, the joke's been run out way too long. So he just became like the laughing stock. Now some people like that. I just wasn't a fan of his character towards the end of his career. But there's not much you can do. I said, like, when you have a lot of characters coming in and going out of their stories, because everybody has to have their own story. So
when JBL was working.
Yeah. Did you see a JBL made a quip about it's like someone did a moonsault and Ricochet did moonsault and JBL was like, yeah, he's like, I was the first one to do that, and people are like they literally thought that JBL was serious. He's like, yeah. He's like, because JBL was like, yeah, Ron and I were the ones teaching him how to do that back in the day, doing moonsaults. So it became like a meme all this week. But overall, as like I said, I hope TNA does get better. For me though, I've watched it online, and to me it's equivalent of watching Ring of Honor right now.
I don't know any of the people, and that's
true.
And that obviously if I watched for a month or so, I know who they were, but
it's all new talent, and honestly, that is good. But they also need talent on there that people recognize to help sell the product.
Well, I said they got Jeff Hardy fighting later tonight.
Yeah,
AJ Styles was there to talk up Mike Santana, and he won the title off of Kazarian.
It'd be great to be on there, Johnny Gargano. Throw him over there and let him get some of the guys. Let's get some good matches going.
What do they do with him now that Ciampa's gone?
Well, they think that Ciampa's going over to AEW. Honestly,
maybe. I think he's going to do some indie dates first.
And that's the thing too. I prefer a lot of these guys to be free agents. It means they can go wherever they want to go. If they want to go to New Japan, go to New Japan. They want to go.
Yeah, I tell you what, I hope I mean, obviously, I know that WWE Cardona's making a lot more money now than he was being the king
Sure.
of the movies, but they not only did he lose to Trick Williams, which I expected, they had
Mhm.
somebody else coming down to the ring to get squashed by Jacob Fatu in a sketch, but on his way down to the ring, he beat the shit out of Matt Cardona.
Do you know what's
I mean,
hilarious?
he's not even talent enhancement; he's just a mat back.
Yeah. Do you know what I find funny about all the wrestling dirt sheets and all that BS stuff? You go online and and we're taught, oh, if you like WWE, you should hate AW. AW, you should hate these other companies, blah blah, and those, and then you'll see like the wrestlers posting, they're all friends.
Yeah.
like Harley Cameron, she won that award for like best performance over of the 2025.
And she won for best comedian. She beat Chelsea Green and their friend.
Their friend. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I love her speech. Yes, exactly. She's like, next year and Chelsea Green, step it up. It's like, and I love that.
I didn't realize all that hair was a wig.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, who is it? I don't know how long ago she got that award.
Because when she wrestles, she's got all that hair, but they showed her,
it might be weaves.
And
yeah.
She's got extensions out the wazoo.
Yeah.
That I guess can just come on and off, but I'm surprised they've never been knocked off in a match.
Yeah. The only time I've ever seen that happen was with that was Toni Storm when she was pretending to be Mariah May.
Well, but that was obvious. There as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Let Jeff show his books.
All right, Jeff. The show is now yours.
All right.
Good night, everybody. That's all we have tonight. We're out of time.
Right. So none of these books that I got, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. None of them I have read, but Murder Podcast number 4, I think it's the last issue. Better be. Now this one, I read the synopsis on, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get it or not. Didn't plan to, but I did it anyway. Bloodland. I have a feeling I might not like it, but who knows? I could be wrong. Then I got Hulk Smash Everything. I liked the first issue. So.
Is that a Ryan North book?
It's North, so I'm assuming it's Ryan.
Hope it's better than his Fantasy Four. Susan Storm Richards.
Another one by our favorite author, Superman Unlimited.
You got Dan Slott again?
Yeah. This series hasn't been all that bad. He hasn't
been all that good either.
And then here's one of the better ones, World Finest.
The very good issue this week. Yep.
47. One that I'm hoping is going to be good, Green Lantern Galactic Slam.
I had fun with that. If you love Omega Bam Slam, or the guy, the OC character, that is his origin story with Kyle Rayner coming on for the ride. It is. I liked it. I thought it was really good. A lot of.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying there's a lot of wrestling moves being done in that. So
cool. And then one of, if not the best books of the year, Red Coat number 16.
That was my number one book of the week. I remember going.
Okay, so
I noticed that you didn't get that many books either.
Right, but I made up for it in things, in some back issues and a couple of things that I got in trade orders.
Nice.
So let me go with the back issues first. These are Detective 787, 788. I'm sure that I'm getting that on the
Morales.
789. 90. It's weird. There's some of the more current ones you can get, runs of the comic runs. Anyway,
Oh, I mean, with today's Batman books, you can get the runs.
yeah, yes, but different ones. 91, 92, Ghost Rider Batman.
I don't even
'cause it's
recognize
on-
any. I don't recognize any of those names. They're the writers for those books,
No,
like One Hit Wonders.
93.
Well, I guess you do too.
94, and I guess she plays a kind of a big part in War Games, doesn't she?
Gabbridge?
No, Tarantula.
That's not Tarantula. Tarantula's a dude, unless he jumped ships and became a woman. He left Marvel and became a girl.
Well, that's what it says. It's a tarantula. I mean, I haven't read it yet.
Wouldn't it be called Tarantula?
Yeah, maybe. You never know. I wouldn't put it past him. 95, and it looks like it was the same artist writer as the last one. And then War Games, yes. It's 98.
Cool.
99, and this is the War Game since I have 800 of it, so it's 801, 802. Does that say 2? It's kind of hard for me to read backwards. I mean, hell, it's hard enough for me to read, let alone backwards. 3 with Oswald. 4. 5. 6. 7. So I think it cost me about $100 altogether. 8.
You must have room for a lot of back issues.
No, actually, I need to buy. You can
the
see a
shop?
couple of the little plastic things that I have right here.
Yeah,
I need to get a new one for my detective.
the little,
Pen?
the little short bins. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some long ones in there, but they're paid.
Do they sell long boxes of the BCW black bins?
No, they said they're a little bit too heavy. Mine
Yeah.
are just the regular long boxes, but or else I'd get one for these things. But they said that they'd be too heavy. Then 13, which is kind of a 14, and it's This is the City of Crime one, and last but not least, 15. Now, I've got. Darn it. Do not fall, do not fall, do not fall, do not fall, do not fall. Okay.
Yeah, that's when you have too many books. They start sliding.
Now, here is the other one that I've got that I told you that it was supposed to be coming in. This came in the other day.
Did you show that off last week?
Nope, this is a different one.
Okay.
Or maybe I did. But I have the there's 2 of them. I think the animated Batman continues or something like that. This is
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and then these are all my in stock.
Oh, here goes your camera.
Oh yeah, what did I just do?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are all my in stock trade stuff. First of all, I'm going to do this one called Dead Beats. It looked kind of interesting, and it is sort of neat. It is a kind of an horror anthology, but it's music. This woman right here, she's like the host. She runs a music store, and each little thing in there has a story behind it, and they're all little horror stories. They're about like 3 or 4 pages long. It's not bad. I mean, I haven't read the whole thing, but it's pretty good. And based on your recommendation,
I did not.
huh?
I did not. I hate Mark Russell. I
Yeah,
never gave it.
you'll be sorry.
I said
thought
Batman.
you-
I said Batman. I said Dark Patterns.
Really?
Hey, Jeff,
Yeah.
you know those names that are on the cover of the book?
Yeah.
That tells you who did the book.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but I thought you said it was Dark Patterns, wasn't it?
Dark Patterns. Yeah. And also Jeff Parker is the one you want if you want Batman 66.
Okay. Then
And enjoy your Mark Russell. Maybe it'll be.
And if the name on the cover says Mark Russell, it's gonna suck.
Who's worse,
Okay.
Tom King or Mark Russell?
Mark Russell.
okay. Now here's something that will make up for it, though.
A Tom King book.
No.
Nice, Mike W. Bard, Dune trilogy. The birth of Damian Wayne.
So this is the hardcover book. Then I have these are the ones that I was talking about that you will like. They're Brain Eerie #1.
Remember, you're on the vertical, so people can't see over. There you go.
Uh, 3. I ordered some more, but they didn't come, and then I think they just got canceled.
Yeah.
So, 10. This seems like it's a double sized. I love that cover right there. And then Creepy #10.
Nice.
And I think I might have a couple more coming, and the last couple just got canceled. I got something saying your order has been canceled. I haven't had a chance to look at it because I just got home. Then there is a
Maybe they're on back stock. I know. Back order.
This looks like it might be really interesting.
Oh, that is very cool. Where?
In stock.
How much was it?
It says
Well, those are usually $50 when they were new, but what was it in stock?
let me see. It's 25, 26, something like that. It could
Very cool.
Couldn't be that much. Yeah, these things I've always enjoyed these. I'll cold buy them whenever I can.
AGC. There's something a little different about theirs than other companies, and I always liked whatever that difference was. Elena Black is hot.
It's what the TNA.
Yeah.
Really, TNA with Elena Black's on there. Yeah.
Okay,
I could do without all the tattoos on her right arm, but
see, I love Rhea Ripley. The only thing I don't like is the septum ring. But
I don't mind tattoos as long as their arms going up and down.
Repeatedly. But and then one more. I have another one that's supposed to be coming soon.
Yeah.
3. They don't have #2. But
what volume is that?
1.
Oh, so that's 176 through what?
4
through what?
174 through 200.
Wow.
That's 26 issues. That's not bad. And it
No, because they were mostly 52 pages.
Yeah. And from what I understand, it was I think this is where they introduced Kane for the first time.
Yeah, 174 was when they went over to they changed formats. It went from Dial H for Hero to Mystery and Suspense.
Yeah, and
They still couldn't do straight horror yet.
Yeah, but from what I've been doing watching some stuff on YouTube, they said this is the point where the Comics Code started relaxing some of the stuff so they could do things. So that's why these books started getting really famous, like the Eerie and stuff. These guys didn't do follow the CCA, did they? Eerie and Creepy.
Hairy and creepy. Yeah.
They didn't follow the CCA, did they?
No, they were magazines. They didn't have to.
Yeah, so that's probably why they have something these things, But my favorite is still obviously, EC. But these things, things like this are almost as good. And then you get down into some of the Bronze Age horrors.
The AGC were all ages, even their, once the code was instituted, there was still something. I can't put my finger on it. There was something unique about AGC and all their books. They had Adventures into the Unknown. And there were 3 of those titles, and then that actually lasted. Midnight Mystery. I think you've got the whole series.
Yeah, I'm really can't wait to pop that open, but I've got so much stuff. I haven't even finished a lot of the stuff that I've already done. Bought that I've got this. I'm going to be, burying my head kind of deep in it. The comics. But what I do have, and this will be coming in July, is I used what was left of my Amazon gift cards to pre-order Batman Bronze Age #1.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
And I've already got prepaid. I only paid like $85 out of my own pocket for it because of that. And it's supposed to be July 31st. So, and
all right.
But also, I just yesterday, after I got ass-ended in my work car, after the work car got ass-ended, I should say, I bought a ticket to go see Kevin Smith here locally.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be fun.
Kevin Smith, is he going to bitch about Trump?
I don't know. Is he?
Kevin Smith, the filmmaker?
Yeah, I'm hoping he'll just talk about his movie stuff. But
I would hope so too and stuff, but I said sometimes these people turn it into political stuff. So
that's the one thing I'm worried about for Comic-Con. I'm afraid that Ron Perlman is going to do that, and I'm going to be a little pissed if he does. But
I hope he does that, and I hope that he like going political, everyone just kind of like doesn't just show up because we're not there. We're not here to talk about current politics. We're here to talk about Hellboy, bitch.
Yeah,
just keep talking about
that. This state is fairly still fairly red, but Akron's is sort of starting to go a little blue, but still we're pretty red up here. So
I've never, as I said, I've never liked that when people just start going like you're the whole reason we're there is because we like to ask you questions. We're nerds. We're gonna ask you questions about the comic book you wrote, the movie you're in. Don't just turn it into a thing where you're going to start preaching about what's going on in politics. And it's like, I didn't pay for that. I didn't pay here to hear.
Well, it's weird, though, because a few years ago, there's this really gorgeous red blonde who was in the show Krypton.
Yeah.
And she was in a couple of other things.
You talking about the girl from Smallville? Or Wallace Day, or that one?
Yeah, Wallace. Yeah, someone asked her. She's up there. And, she was really cool. She's really cool to my friend that I go with, who's got autism and all that stuff. So when she's sitting up there talking, this person behind me gets up and says, "Are you an ally?"
That's the thing too. They should put I think filters in there. You're not allowed to ask certain questions like that.
Yeah, but I was just like,
because it has nothing to do with what's going on with everything. It's just like
I could think this guy could be like Kevin Spacey. He's a horrible, horrible person, but he's a great actor, and I'd watch him in something, knowing that he's an awful person.
Kevin Spacey, is it true that you touched those kids? Like, I don't want someone asking that question in the middle of a Q&A. It's like, I don't want celebrities giving me anything about as far as politics, whether you're bashing Obama or Trump, whatever. I'm not interested in that. I didn't pay all that money to come see your ass and tell me about your politics.
Yeah.
I could have done that. I could have done that on Blue Sky or wherever you're at. You know, like that shit annoys the fuck out of me.
I was at a comic Star Trek Creation Con in like 2004, 2005. Mark Hamill was there, and fortunately, I was able to get his autograph because he was only like $20 for it at the time.
Yeah.
This is before it turned into a complete nut job, and started charging $500-$600 for an autograph. It's like, and he's just at a table, people signing stuff, and he was being really nice. Now all of a sudden, it's just like hello.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never understood that when celebrities like they want to waste your time with that stuff. It's just like I'd rather because I'm there. I mean, like if I come there, I mean, obviously in their defense, well, all I do is talk about that and every day. It's like then don't show up the Comic-Con event because we're nerds. We're gonna ask you the same question 100 billion times.
Yeah,
because it's always someone's new experience. It's always someone's first chance or experience talking to you.
Yeah. And then I've seen people complain, oh, I get asked that question all the time. Yeah, because not everyone's going to see the answer to this until you're going to ask you're going to get asked the same question.
That's that guy who played Biff. He got so annoyed people kept asking questions, you know. It's like,
but he dealt with it in a fucking cool way.
Yeah,
he was fucking. He's cool about it.
Episode.
That's a funny song. That's a funny ass song.
These anti-ice episode. Suck it, bootlickers.
What are you watching there, Brain?
The guy, Soy Whack, he got a hold of a Grok, image maker.
Oh, for Zach?
He put blue hair on Richard.
Yeah.
And asked him to, stupid things like, can't wait for the Starfleet Academy's anti-ice episode.
I watched the first 2 episodes of that last week. Oh my God.
Well, here's one thing. Even William Shatner said is like, I thought in the future we cure all these diseases. Apparently we didn't do the shit.
There's obesity, there's the
fat whatever. I don't know a Klingon from a Romulan, but the fat whatever in the
difference.
The captain, one of the captains that Tignataro plays, who I honestly thought was a man. They're a lesbian couple in it now too.
Yeah.
So I thought Romulan
Jem'Hadar female, and I was like, there are no Jem'Hadar females.
So if you want to learn what the difference between a Klingon and a Romulan is someone who supports Matt Romney.
Mm.
No, but like, yeah, that's another thing too, as far as Hollywood needs. We're done with all this weird stuff. We're promoting obesity as being healthy. We're done with that.
And she's supposed to, the person.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to live your life being obese, great, but don't be like expect people to say like, oh my gosh, you're beautiful, because no, everyone has a choice to say, hey, you're ugly.
Yeah.
Well, and no matter what size you are, everyone has a choice to say to disagree with you and not like you. I'm not going to
got this big fat chick who's supposed to be the
or military. A fat dude. I mean,
yeah. But she's supposed to be like the military person. And they're in the middle of a battle, and she says, "We could use this as a learning situation." So they stop to teach. Can you just like get out of the fucking situation first, then teach them afterwards instead of and they have the. Can
you imagine that? Like, Captain, the shields are down. Quit mansplaining to me about the shields.
The female is supposed to be this person who is like a DI, but they obviously the person who writes this had never seen a GI or a DI or anything military, because they go with the most basic stereotypical rendition of it, and neither the actors, so they have no idea, and it's just you're like, okay, this is horrible. You want a good reason, you want a good way of doing it, go watch Arlie Army.
The reason we watch future space stuff, fantasy stuff, and when everyone looks like they're in like top shape, because in a perfect society, stuff, like fantasy, That's what we wish to be like. That's why heroes are in shape. We all fantasize about being in that. Is it a reality? No.
No.
No, but man, nobody wants to see an overweight person, guy or woman, or whatever you identify as, thinking you're gonna tackle this like super incredible beast, and then come up and be like, "Hell no, you ain't gonna fucking do this shit." And then
Oh no, you did.
I don't want to see
That's
that.
gonna make
Like,
that.
and you
Go,
and,
okay,
and
I'm
you
done with
expect
it.
that to be a serious moment that comes off as something you'd see on like the Orville or Scary Movie.
See, at least the Orville's tackle stuff. You know, I haven't seen it since it went off. You know, regular TV, but they tackled serious topics, but they were funny about it. They had a sense of humor. You know, they're doing, and people sitting there saying, you know, oh, Star Trek was woke. Okay, first of all, there wasn't woke back in the day, but
Everything was woke back then. You just don't know it.
they used allegory for it.
Yeah.
Like the half black, half white person, stuff like that. So they were a little obvious, but they weren't beating you over the head with it. And, you know, people are like, oh, well, you know, they're making fun of people on the show because they had glasses. And it's like, okay, Kirk had glasses. All right. But this is 1,000 years after Kirk. You don't think they fix eyesight?
No one should need glasses in any of the future Star because the advancement of technology, space travel. You're telling me they can't fix like people's eyesight? They can't cure thyroid stuff. They can't cure this. How the hell are they sending people in through transporters and beams and stuff like that? Like, if anything, you would think I think the way they're running it now, if you go into a transport beam, you're turning into Jeff Goldblum's Fly. Because that's how stupid they are. There's no way they can perfect the technology and still have all these other problems. I don't want reality and a fantasy stuff. I don't want this week on Lord of the Rings, COVID. I don't want that.
I haven't watched The Rings of Power.
Like, I don't want to see real life stuff. It's like, I have AIDS. I slept with the wrong dwarf. I don't want to see that.
Jackson Rourke is right. Cancer, Bob. You're cured. Baldness? Yeah, we have no clue.
You have no cure for baldness in the future.
The Ring of Power, there's some sort of picture. There's a dwarf who's got this guy with a black dwarf. And the people are like, okay, if they're underground so much, where'd you get all the melatonin from? That's just not going to work.
Maranya saying Kirk having glasses explains he's allergic to the fix. They should have. That shouldn't even be a thing. Allergies should be gone. They should be able to perfect it with genes therapy.
And also, I thought that it's been said plenty of times, at least on TNG, all medical things have been, all illnesses have been fixed. So that would include, like me with my.
Well, to be fair, the Kirk thing was before the TNG, the Next Generation stuff. But anything after Next Generation. And I'm not a huge Star Trek person. I'm just saying, looking at as a person outsider who has never really watched a series, but hearing these things, like, why would you have all this other advanced technology, but you're telling me you're back, you can't do this other things? Like, I don't know. It's just weird. A lot for dramatic moment when they were destroyed, giving him who gave them to him. If I'm not mistaken, it was Spock.
McCoy gave him the glasses.
The glasses. Do you know what it means? Like, they kept it on so he could do a Velma thing. Oh, on the glass. Where are my glasses? I can't see. It's dumb, like that stuff. I don't know. I like these people who come in and think that they are experts at the fantasy stuff. They have ruined video games. They ruined Dragon Age by including non-binary stuff in here stuff. And some of you may be offended what I'm saying. It's just like, when your game is all about sexuality and it's nothing to do with actual fighting a dragon, it's called Dragon Age, but you'd rather just focus on, hey, Mom, Dad, I'm non-binary, respect me. We can't, you're a demon spawn. Mom and Dad, you just love Trump. It's like, I said I'm waiting for it in these games. They're gonna start having the red hat allegories or stuff.
All the dragons are gonna be red dragons from now on.
They're red.
Oh, yes.
They want to make fantasy great again.
Want to make gold, yeah,
Yeah,
great again.
yeah. They were reading glasses. They were acknowledged Kirk getting old. Uh,
It was a Klingon aphrodisiac.
like I said, it's just like you should not have all these imperfections in some of these series. Like, here's another thing: every freaking Star Trek show I watch, they count down. It's like our shields, we're losing power. Everything's like, really, you guys haven't figured out how to like make your shields impenetrable, like kids on the playground. Can't break through my force field. Uh huh. It's it is just weird. You know, like like I don't know. I think I like the most. Probably the best sci-fi show for me is Farscape.
Yep, that's
Farscape just
how
makes fun of everything. Yeah,
Farscape. That's what it's like. That was what Voyager should have been like. I mean,
yep,
because the crew didn't get along at first.
yeah.
You had all these people out there trying to take stuff from them, and they had to fight. They had to do stuff, and that's why the crew got together. And it was just the aliens actually looked. I don't know what word I'm looking for.
I love.
Alien.
Yeah, and I love the fact that the human, like John Crichton, and the other aliens are like, dear God, can you imagine a whole planet of Crichtons? It's like
He was the dumbest one there.
But he was smart though. It's just that they'd understand him.
He wasn't smart. He was just the dumbest one there. But I loved that show.
Yeah. Like the Peacekeeper Wars, I love they gave it a good series ending for that little movie they did. And basically everyone's been fighting what they want. He had this wormhole technology. And everybody wanted, he's like, here, what do you do? It's like, I create a wormhole. Here you go, fight over it. Here you go. It's what you wanted. And they're like, dear God, everything's getting sucked in like a black hole. And it's like, as I've been trying to tell you for the whole entire fucking series.
I actually met Virginia Hay once.
Yeah.
That woman is tall.
Oh yeah. I can imagine how tall. Well, Virginia Hay, she was the one that was hanging out with when she was a Bond girl. Was that with Roger Moore?
I don't know, but she was the shoulder pad girl in Road Warrior.
Okay.
The one with the spikes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah. It's like I said, Farscape actually did what we wanted for a lot of stuff. We had Jim Henson's Muppets kind of like, for prosthetics and stuff there. It was really done well. You had comedy, it's done well. It wasn't too over the top.
Yeah.
And it was just basically just fun.
And then one of my favorite running gags they had in that show, Plan A never, ever, ever worked. And they bring that up in the show. Just someone says, fuck, Plan A never works. Why don't we just go directly to Plan B? And then someone said, because that would make it Plan A, then it wouldn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it was just one of my favorite shows. I discovered it one day, and I watched it. I went and bought the whole box set, the DVD set they had for all. And it's just until this day, it's just been one of my favorite shows for sci-fi.
I've got the Blu-ray sitting there along with the Blu-ray of Babylon 5.
Yeah.
Those are my top two favorite science fiction programs ever. You have a DS9 and possibly reboot BSG-3. I don't know which one I will do, but TOS would be 4.
In terms of service?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, it's for like I said, like 90s, like
there
late
are no Star Trek series.
Huh?
TOS is the only one that's real.
The reason why DS9 is a ripoff of B5, and there's no other way around it.
Do you know why there's only one Star Trek series? I'm going to tell you why.
Because Scott Bakula's in it.
No, because in 1992, when I was luxuriating at Club Care Unit, we only had one TV. The Final Four was going on.
They only had one channel.
No. But there was this guy who somehow was allowed to carry his knife in there, and he would commandeer the TV to watch some fucking Star Trek next generation or something. And I said, from that moment forward, there is only one Star Trek.
So where was this?
Club Care Unit.
You know,
Oh.
when you're recovery, yeah.
Oh yes, we were,
And I was in there because I'd wake up at 7:30 in the morning and be on my second beer by 8.
yes. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Turns out, all the brothers were doing crack on the 3rd floor. Here, in a shocking development, they closed that care unit not long after I was there.
I wonder why. Because you're
Yeah,
watching.
I wonder
Because you're
why
watching.
Because you're supposed to be doing
Because of Star
crack
Trek. That's why.
You're
Nobody
supposed to
wanted-
be doing crack on the 2nd floor. That's why they closed it down. They had
Well,
the floors
the
wrong.
problem was there was those of us that were there by choice, and there were those that were there because they had the choice between care unit or
Wait.
jail.
Was there a crack on the 3rd floor?
No, I'm sorry. I said there were a bunch of brothers doing crack on the 3rd floor. And
Yeah.
yeah, because they didn't have any. They weren't there to get clean. They were there to not be in jail.
Yeah.
And you can sneak crack. Apparently, you can sneak crack into a care unit. It's tough to sneak booze in. So anybody that wanted to do that, they were screwed.
Yeah.
A little easier to carry, get those in there.
So, like I said, it's here's the one thing I was up out to this, and that's probably get the most flack for that for me. It'll be my hot take for the night. Make sure you guys are ready for this.
Get your hot take thing.
Yep. Warning:
Ooh.
hot take has been detected. Stargate SG-1 sucks compared to Farscape.
I didn't like the movie Stargate, so I decided not to watch the TV series. So I can't.
Stargate Atlantis is better than SG-1.
There is one thing that both shows have in common.
The title, Stargate.
No, I haven't seen an episode of either one.
I was gonna say, just like Transformers and G.I. Joe, you haven't read either one of them.
That is correct. Just like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, any other nerdnik thing that you nerds get all while you guys are doing that.
What do you mean, you nerds?
You know, you wouldn't
You
like
are-
Lord of the Rings.
I didn't stutter.
If you hate walking, you'll hate Lord of the Rings.
I was just watching somebody do a commentary on Clerks 2, which is where they're talking about there's only one return, and that's the Jedi, and then the guy goes and does his little impersonation of all three Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah, Randall Graves.
Yeah, it was Randall. That was actually kind of, he's got a point, and it's kind of funny. But,
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the original Stargate. I love Kurt Russell, but man, was that boring.
I think they're talking about doing a sequel to The Thing with him and
his son.
John Carpenter.
Is John Carpenter still alive? I know. Oh, it was Wes Craven that died. It's Wes Craven that died, right?
Wes Craven that died.
Yeah.
But see, here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. They went and did a sequel to Escape from New York and made Escape from LA. Nowhere near as good. I haven't seen The Thing, which I know I should get my card stripped, but I'm afraid that's the same thing's going to happen. Because they'll just not make it.
I can tell you what's probably going to happen. Because John Carpenter did an interview once where he said he based all of his horror characters as like a protest to Ronald Reagan's fascism. Problem was, Halloween came out 2 years before Reagan became president.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing The Thing will be Donald Trump somehow.
Yes. And I did love Escape from New York was great. I did love what do you call it? The one with Roddy Piper.
They live.
Yes, that was a great movie, and I remember him saying something about that movie directly being thing to resisting fascism.
So, my shop has a They Live lunchbox.
Oh, I'd love for that.
It doesn't come with a thermos though, so I'm like, I don't want it.
What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have the whole thing.
There's a Captain America one there that had a thermos, and I was like, man, I should just quit collecting comic books, and I'll just start collecting like the lunch boxes.
Oh, hey, Breen?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to kick someone's ass here. Read the last comment.
Oh,
I'm not sure how that sounds like E because
yeah.
I'm not still droning on.
And E.
I don't even know E, and I've been meaning the sounds.
So our friend Angleteen says he does not know how to pronounce certain words. So when he says horror, it sounds like horror. Horror.
That's what he's talking about then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and if you heard horror, that's because Eric Breen was probably talking about that. And he might have mentioned your name too.
Yeah, you're talking about the Thing.
Yeah.
I've never seen the 1982 one. I've seen the original.
Never seen any of them.
I've heard the 1982 one is great.
Yeah,
the 50
it's a Carpenter movie. It's gotta be good.
Was really good.
I've seen the morgue scene where the head like comes out and just runs around. Just like, yeah, I seen that stuff. That's gross. I'm like,
I said the original didn't have any of that. It was mainly suspense, but there's
Kurt Russell when I watched.
Was finally revealed. There was this scientist that was this bleeding heart, and he goes, "I'm on your side. I'm on your side," and the monster just kills him.
Of course.
It reminded me of, like I said, the protesters. I said, they're like, gays for Palestine.
You know what it reminds you of? Bubby, baby, Hans, I'm on your side. Every single time I think of that. The same guy who played Walter.
I must have missed that episode of 60 Minutes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I always love those kind of characters. They're like, yeah, why don't we just work with the villain and then they won't kill us? Just comply. It's like, and then they kill them. And it's like, I guess that's what happens when you comply. Because the villain's like, you're a coward. I hate cowards, and just kills them. I've never seen the full movie of the Thing with the Kurt Russell. I saw in clips of it. And I was just like the whole concept is freaky as it is. And then you add in like an alien thing that can assume, take on people's life form, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good. They did a remake of that, or a reboot, or kind of like a ripoff. It was called Life, with not Kurt Russell, but it was Ryan Reynolds, and they're on the space station, and there's a black substance goo gets out, and it starts growing and growing and growing, and it wants to get out, and they all have to try and kill it before it makes its way to Earth.
Oh, of course they have to kill the black thing. I mean, why can't it be a white thing? And then they can kill it.
All you do is give it a Nikes and be fine.
True.
But yeah, it was like a lot of those sci-fi movies are like that too. I think it was called Replicators. Not Replicators. What was it?
Hold on.
It wasn't Screamers. It was the other one. It was the one with Peter Weller.
That was Peter Weller's. That was Screamers.
Oh, was that Screamers? Okay. Yeah. Well, they're like
the Dick movie, by the way.
Yeah.
How was this? How does this have a Comic Code Authority on it? When did this come out? Was this? This was before the Comic Code, wasn't it? There, Breen.
Peter book.
The Midnight Mystery.
Yeah, that was late 50s, early 60s.
Oh, so the code was then. Right.
Yeah. Brent Spiner character, I believe in Independence Day. I'm trying to remember who that was. That was the guy, the scientist. Yeah. Gets wrapped around, talks to him. Yeah. But oh man. I'm trying to think.
They didn't replicate him. They just took over his mind. Slightly different.
Oh, right, though. But yeah, as far as good sci-fi movies out, there really isn't much. My friend Kevin at the shop was talking about, he tried watching that Alien Earth, whatever, it's on FX. He said after 5 episodes, you realize that pretty much all the white characters are being killed. And I said, "Are you surprised? It's black on white crime. It's a black alien killing a bunch of white people."
The lead character is a kind of I think she's an android or something like that, or she's just clone or something like that. Of course, she's female and she's a complete marriage too.
He said like every character in that show pretty much is like the ones that are making all decisions surviving are all the anyone who's not white is surviving, and they're killing. And I said like that's really bad if they're doing it, because you got a creature that's all in black and it's killing, only targeting white people.
Well, I wonder if Timothy Oliphant survived it.
Well,
that's too many elephants.
Yeah. I don't. Like I said, it just seems kind of weird, and the optics seems kind of bad. When you think about it, it's like if they're only killing the white people in there, it's like
as it should be, because they're horrible people.
I saw stuff. I was like, it's like, well, if there's ever a white woman in there, she'll be advocating for its rights.
Yes.
Don't kill it. It's innocent. So it's killed a few people.
It's only fighting for its survival.
Right. It's so cute. I don't put it down. I could control it. It's like the woman with the or the guy, people with the dog that bit somebody's arm off. It's a Rottweiler. He's great. He's cute.
Hey, Rottweilers can be really good dogs. It's just
just like, yeah. I don't know. It's sometimes shit happens, and sometimes it's preventable, sometimes it's not. But most people make so many excuses for things like that. But I don't know. We've been going on for a while. We kind of went into the whole sci-fi talk stuff. I'm surprised we didn't go into Babylon 5 or V, the series.
Hey, both those were great shows. Babylon 5, great show. I met Claudia Christian. I've met a few people. Seems like all the people I meet on that show have died, so I should stop meeting people.
Well, that's usually the case with a lot of people that were in like their 60s or 70s when these shows.
I mean, one of them was Jeff Conway. He was not that old. Yeah. The doctor was only in his like 30s.
This Claudia Christian, she's from Maximum Risk with she's the one that was with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Wasn't she in like one of those movies?
I don't remember.
But she was also the girl that she's the same actor that was in was it Witchblade?
No, different chick.
Okay, different chick. Okay, that might confuse that. Okay.
Yeah. Hard Target you might be talking about that's not her in Hard Target.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Hard Target is what I'm talking about.
That's not her. She was in this movie. She been in a few TV series, but I don't know if she's been in that many movies. She's the one called The Hidden, which is great.
Yeah, it's true. Darth Vader was going around killing a bunch of white people.
Yeah, and you know what? He was also they had him black, but he was white on the inside because black people all secretly want to be white.
It was all a frame up. He's like, if I wear a black suit, I can get away with killing a bunch of people, and no one can cancel me. That was the original Star Wars.
Well, if you actually listen to David Prowse as Darth Vader, he's not as intimidating.
Yeah, he had his Earl Jones or
yeah.
But all right, though, we're gonna wrap it up here. If you guys have been watching, haven't subscribed yet, do that. Next week, I think we'll have a lot more comic books. We'll actually see what's coming out next week. Because this week there was really nothing. A slim pickings.
He wrote a comic?
Yeah, he could probably better than today's stuff.
Yeah.
What is next week? Let's see here.
Be the 29th.
No, I'm waiting for it to load the thing so I can.
28.
The 4th. Or no, wasn't? Yeah, actually, you're right. It is 28th. Okay. Next week is Superman number 34, Justice League Unlimited. We got Absolute Batman with Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman just kind of staring at each other.
Yes.
Killer Croc on the cover. We got the Flash 29. Green Lantern's back on, and we're gonna have a Barry Allen team up with the Flash or the Green Lantern. Punisher is out, number 5, Red Band. Void Rivals. Then we have a G.I. Joe. All new Iron Man starts next week with Joshua Williamson. Talking about that book. Justice League Red comes out as well. Feral. Capes, issue number 3. Supergirl. Next Door. What is this? Is that a Tom King book? DC Supergirl Next Door. Creep Show number 5. TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures. Dick Tracy number 15. Young Blood number 3 for those who are a fan of that. Batman the Killing Joke facsimile number 1 is coming out next week too as well. And Fantasy 4 number 52. First Black Panther crossover facsimile. And there's yeah. Wow. So a lot of I'm already seeing a lot of cool new books coming out next week. But the new Supergirl is written by Alex Gayler, Gallner, and Nathan Fairbairn. They're doing a one-shot Supergirl story. And it's a Valentine special thing. In this hot new anthology, join Supergirl and her host of love-struck heroes and villains as they bravely embark in quest for love. It means running into the very rom-com trope to get there. You'll be hard-pressed to find 10 things to hate about this book. So pick it up for Valentine's Day. $10, 80 pages. Supergirl. Looks like we're going to have a couple different writers in here. CRC Payne. Never heard of this person. Dorado Quick. Oh, look. The Nicola Maines has a story. Guy Gardner has a story too. Nicola Maines is writing a Harley Quinn Poison Ivy story. And then we have Sarah Kuhn writing a Wonder Woman story. Then we have Rosie Knight. And then, yeah, Marcia Meadows.
What is this you're talking about?
For next week, it's the 80-page DC romance.
Oh, goody.
It says Supergirl on the cover, but it has different characters. Quinn has a story too. Yeah, it's just all 80 pages for $10 next week, and I was like, oh, DC's Supergirl Next Door number 1. It's called that, and it has it's about 10 different writers, and they're each writing a story. I'm guessing it involves other characters interacting with Supergirl. Or if they're backup stories that have nothing to do with Supergirl, then why the fuck is it called DC's Supergirl Next Door? Ugh. Yeah. But yeah. Overall, next week, dude, looks so much better. Yeah. We'll find out. That's next week, though. But until then, take care, Jackson. Says he's out. And then Maranya and anybody else who's watching right now, if you haven't subscribed, click that like button, all that fun stuff. We'll be back on Tuesday for more comic book and talk about the new books next week. But tomorrow night, we'll be going live around 8 p.m. Eastern for a comic book reading, what we do. And then look for some Sonic the Hedgehog on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Followed by a TMT Saturday Morning Adventures reading at 9 p.m. Eastern Saturday, and then another awesome, fun reading at 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. If you're sure about what time it is and you're worried about notifications, just go to the homepage of YouTube and look at the banner. It has listed the times we go live, and just make a fucking post-it note on your computer so you don't remember. So you remember, in case. Because YouTube's not going to give you notifications unless you are using a smart device, a phone, and you have set up. But other than that, we'll see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you're looking for comic book review stuff and you just popped in here, we did that about almost an hour and 40 minutes ago. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Stay geeky.
Later.